Hello, Indian Trail Wildcats. It's Mr. Lubing here. I'm here with Willie today, and we're going to take some time to go through all the materials that you picked up today at Material Pickup so you guys are ready for the start of school next week. The first thing that we have is your agenda book. Even though we're not in school, the expectation is that you are using this to keep yourself organized with all of your classes. As you open up, the first page is your handbook sign-off. In the Connect Ed that was sent out to your parents, we ask that you and your parents review this, both sign it, and send it back to Mrs. Kabliska through email so we have record that you guys understand the expectations of all Indian Trail students. You all should find a yellow piece of paper in your stack of materials. This is the Indian Trail daily schedule. As you look at it, you're going to notice that your day starts at 9 o'clock. The expectation of all Indian Trail students is for you to log on to your computer at 9 o'clock for attendance and announcements with your first period teacher, and your actual first period starts at 9:15. This structures your whole entire day, including a scheduled lunch. We will explain the layout of your actual schedule and how to read it from Home Access in just a little bit.
If you haven't accessed your sixth graders' schedule yet, let me take just a few moments to show you how to do that. Please first go to itms.psd202.org. That will take you through to the Indian Trail homepage. Over to the right, if you click on Home Access Center, that will take you to that, where you'll be able to access their schedule and later on all their grades and attendances. When you get to Home Access Center, the home screen should look like this. If you've never entered into Home Access Center, please contact the Indian Trail main office and our secretaries will be able to assist you. Once you access Home Access Center, you'll come to a screen that looks like this. At the top, it'll automatically go to your home. Click on Classes. This is your sixth graders' schedule. As you look through your student's schedule, you may notice in the period column that there's some repeated numbers. You may see 2, you may see 4. But let me try to explain. If you look over just to the right under days, our encore classes rotate on an A and B day. In this situation, my daughter has chorus first period on an A day, and it'll say she takes it all year because it highlights, as I'm highlighting here, she takes it for 4 quarters, 4 marking periods. You may have art first period on an A day, and it may be listed as M1 and M2, meaning you only have it first semester. It may say STEAM period 1 on an A day, marking periods 3 and 4. You don't have to worry about that until second semester. So right now you are looking for the 2 classes that say period 1 on an A and B day, and it may say all year, or it may just say M1 and M2. Those are your encore classes for first semester. So take a moment to locate that. For sixth grade, you are either going to find them in your period 1 or your period 2 hour. So now what we want to do is transfer this information over to the schedule that was included in your packet pickup. So for my daughter, I'm going to include her encore to start. For my daughter, we're going to write down her encore offerings down here. On an A day, for her encore, she is going to have choir. On a B day, she is going to have band, and I can put the teachers in there later. Up here on the time schedule, I'm going to say first hour is going to be her encore classes. And I just follow through and insert everything else. Second hour, she has language arts. Period 3-4, and this is a different school, so her schedule looks slightly different, but she has science. All students will have the same time period for lunch, so please disregard if that doesn't look the same. So all Indian Trail students will have lunch from 11:30 to 12. To follow up, she then has social studies. Next hour, she has math, and then lastly, PE. This is what her schedule will look like during remote learning. One additional thing is that all students will be expected to log in to their first hour class at 9 a.m. for attendance and announcements. In my daughter's case, this will be for her encore offerings. So depending on what day it is, it may be band or it may be choir.
Your first classroom materials are your math books. If you are in regular 7th grade math, your math book will have the purple bar on it and will look like that. If you are in accelerated 7th grade math, your book will look like that with the red maroon header on the top. These are both consumable books, meaning that you can write in them, tear pages out as necessary, and submit any assignments that your teacher may assign. I can't even do some of you. Some of you may have received a plastic bag with some papers and a piece of PVC pipe. If you are signed up for STEAM class for first semester, Mr. Wright, your STEAM teacher, has put together a kit for you to build a model rocket. This is going to be a hands-on project that will require very minimal supplies at home, but please stay tuned for more instructions from him on how to build this and how to make these things fly. The other book that you are receiving is your science book. The school district has adopted a whole new science program for middle schools, and your science book is Elevate Science Physical. So this is also a consumable book. You can highlight it, notate it, do what you need to, but please make sure you are taking care of them so you have them on hand for all classes. And lastly, but most importantly, is your laptop. This is your key to your remote learning for so many of you that don't have devices at home. You need to have this charged and accessible every single day in order to follow your schedule and to attend your online classes. So please make sure you are taking care of this. This is not a toy. You're not supposed to let your siblings play on it, your parents play on it. This is your responsibility. So please be careful with this. There'll be more instructions on what to do and how to set this up in just a few seconds.
Once you get home, please make sure you take your laptop out and charge it overnight. In the next day or two, please follow the initial setup of student laptop instructions that you received at material pickup. You will not be able to get on your computer the first day of school if you don't follow these instructions. So please make sure you turn on your computer, let it boot up, and follow the first instructions. As a warning, this process may take upwards to 30 to 45 minutes, so please make sure you have ample time to sit down and do this properly. Make sure you connect it to your home Wi-Fi, and you'll eventually come to a screen that's going to ask you for your student ID at psd202.org. This will register this laptop to you and you alone. Once you click on that, it's going to ask you again for the same student ID at psd202.org and your password. If you do not know your password, there was a white sheet of paper in each of your bags that included all of your passwords that you are going to need in order to get onto some of the apps that you will need for remote learning. So find your password for this and enter it. Hit sign in and let it set up. Once your computer is all set up, it's going to ask you to log in as you normally would at school. Once it asks you to log in, your screen should look something like this. It's going to ask you for your username ID, which is your school ID number. That does not have to include at psd202.org on the end, just your ID number, and then the same password that you registered to your computer in the initial setup. Hit the arrow, and your computer will boot up as normal. Once you get to the normal Windows homepage, you may notice that some of your files or programs are initially missing. They will take some time to load, so don't panic, just give it some time. They will be there soon. And that should get you guys all set up and ready for Monday the 31st. We know that this is not the way we all wanted to start the new school year, but this is what we're going to do, and we're going to make the very best of it because our Wildcats are resilient and they persevere through any challenge that we lay forth. So on behalf of myself, the administration, Willie, we want to say welcome to the 2020-2021 school year.
thank you for parents and students for being so patient and understanding. And most importantly, thank you to our teachers who have all summer been working very hard to tweak everything that they do and how they present it in order to reach you guys in a remote learning setting. So here we go, Wildcats. Ready or not? School starts on the 31st, and we'll see you all real soon.